Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Milbury, and today we're gonna talk about instant gratification. What was the word for today? I didn't take a picture of my love letter from the devotional book that I have. If you watch the previous video that I just uploaded, you'll see it's called His Princess Every Day. I can show the picture. It was a devotional I had already read, but I got the message to read. I want to say it was identity, but I don't think it was. And I'm outside in the car right now, so I know it was like 116, but this is the devotional book right here. His Princess Every Day. I bought it off Amazon. But I was watching one of my spiritual teachers that I watch a lot. Not a lot, but instead of me consuming majority of social media and seeing the crap that's out here, I consume things about trying to help me grow in my relationship with God. So class today was very hilarious. We were learning from Ecclesiastes 5 today, and it's so crazy because I've been getting this heavy message from God about like instant gratification. It's like no matter what. Even yesterday, I have a cousin who's born on New Year's Eve, so yesterday was her birthday, and it was so crazy because we were talking, and that was pretty much like the main, like how we used to learn in school, the main idea. That was pretty much the main idea of the conversation, which was instant gratification, and how like the more you receive that's how you become a spoiled person. Like instant gratification, that means you're always getting your way. That means you don't have to wait anything, so you lack patience, you become spoiled, you become entitled. And I remember, not today's class, but I'll say maybe maybe about 3 to 4 weeks ago, we had class, and that was the subject. How do you think, let me see, I usually make notes when I'm in class. It was like, one class asked, would you want to do something, this was the question: would you rather do something for someone who's grateful, or would you rather do something for somebody who's entitled? And instantly when she asked the question, I was like, grateful. And then before she even got there, God started getting on me instantly, like, okay, so then how you think I feel when I'm waking you up every day? You might not be where you want to be, but you got somewhere to stay. You have transportation. You might not make the money that you want to make, but you got something. You got what you need, and you sitting there complaining about what you want and you don't have it. Oh man, you talk about knock you out, knock you in your chest. I was like, oh my goodness. I sure been acting entitled, Lord, and I'm sorry, because man, it's like you don't think, you just feel like, well, I do this and I do that, and it's not fair that what other people don't do is too. Well, you can't control. That's when now you're trying to overstep your boundaries. Now you're trying to control other people. You can't do that. You have no control over nobody but yourself, and that's something, ooh child, that has been a real lesson for me. And it was just like, man, a slap in the face for real. And then it made me think, when she asked, like, you know, how do you think God feel? And I was hearing God has feelings too. And I heard that, I would say maybe a year or so, probably about 2 years ago. I was just doing some studying on my own, and I think I was in 2 Corinthians 19. But let me see, if it's not 2 Corinthians, it might be Colossians. It's the story where God talks about the wooden spoons and how he has his certain tools, his gold and his silver, that's his best tools. He saves them for like specific projects. And I was just sitting there thinking, like, okay, oh, this here is good. Okay, so it was making me think back to like the wilderness season. And so tying it with instant gratification, you wondering, you know, why you don't have it now, or me, certain things I want, like, you know, why is it taking so long? What I'm still not ready. Like, I still haven't done enough to receive it, you know, that instant gratification. And boy, children are a product of their environment. So when you grow up in a household, and I'm not gonna say I always got my way, but for the most part I did. It was always that instant gratification, and it screwed me up. It really did, simply because I started thinking that's how it would be everywhere. Okay, as long as I did what I was supposed to do, I was gonna get it back, and I was gonna get it back instantly. No, you're gonna get it back, but it's not gonna be instantly. And that's where, like, when you go through that wilderness season, it can get real tough. Oh, let me finish trying to find which scripture that was, because going back to that, it made me think, like, sometimes you be set aside for a specific reason, because God want to use you the tool. He want to use you for a certain reason, a certain job, a certain whatever. And so you might be the gold or the silver, and you know, you're looking at the wood and the clay tools, and you thinking, oh, they got it made. No, they're used so frequently because they are the wooden and the clay tools. You bring the silver and your gold out on your best and your special occasions. And so then, that when I sat there and I thought about that day, that was the first time it clicked in my head, like, God has a big job. It might be impossible for us, but that's why it's his job. And even though it's a big job and he's capable of it, God got feelings too. God is a God of order. And if it's not your turn right now, it's not your turn right now. So even just me and him, just me reading that word and him talking, dropping it in my spirit by myself that day, probably like 2.5 years ago, it checked me. And it's just so funny to, like, it's not funny, but it's mind-blowing. And it lets you know how real he is for me to meet a lady 2 years later, pop up on my social media, and she just teaching me so much. She's like emphasizing and reiterating things that God has been teaching me on my own as I'm trying to get close to him on my own, and letting me know that, no, you're not crazy. I did tell you that. I did check you about that. I did let you know, like, hey, this is, it don't just go to, you know, well, your dad is so used to, well, you so used to your dad giving you your way, simply because, you know, I blessed you with that kind of father. But now you got to go back and figure out why, you know, it's still toxic in a way. Why is your dad doing that? And it's because my granddad wasn't there. And if my dad was to see this video, he'd probably be mad that I said that. But the truth got to come out. And I can't hide it, because this is how I got to teach people. With my dad not being there, my dad had to make sure he felt it in his duty to make sure that he was there for his. And so that instant gratification, and not all the time was it instant gratification, because there was a season where the yeses turned to we'll see, because my daddy didn't want to lie to me. And today's class talked about that. She said, her name is Circa, but she said that when you make promises to God and you don't keep them, it makes you a liar. And not just to God, but other people. When you make these promises and you don't keep them, it makes you a liar. And so it's best to just say we'll see, or if let it be known, if I can, I will. If I can't, then And it's like I said, that instant gratification, it makes you spoiled. It makes you feel entitled. And so then when the wilderness season comes about, you don't know how to go through it, and you don't know how to sit there and be in it. It's so stressful and it's so depressing. And then you're really depressed and it's stressful because you're worrying, because you're not in control. And the thing about with God is you have to learn to let go of control. So in this season, in these last few years, I'm in my late 20s. At this point, the Lord's will is 2024. So Lord's will, I'll see 28 in April. But after that, it's just one more year to 20s. And so I'm really grateful. And I appreciate the things that God is opening up my eyes to. It's starting to sink in why things are slow, what things I need to learn, what tools I need before I can go where he wants to take me. It took me a long time to be able to get up here and do these videos and not care, because y'all see on the video before this one, maybe I was looking busted. And I know I did a video on my nail page, and my mom was like, you can't get up there looking like that. That's not what people want to see. And I had to tell her, like, Mom, this isn't about what people want to see. I got the art for you here if you like it. And I'm here to bring the spiritual knowledge first and foremost, because that's what I know I'm here to do. And the art is just an additional plus. But I'm not going, that's fake. Like, every day I don't look cute and put together. Some days I look just how I look on the previous video before this one. Baby, the hair is frizzy. The curls are not juiced up and clumped together. And if you ever seen a hair video for the curly people, when they trying to set their curls, they put that oil and they put that leave-in conditioner, and then they scrunch it up like that. And your pineapple and your wash and goes, yeah, every day is not a fresh wash and go. First of all, it's winter time, so I don't wash and go in the winter time, because I'm somebody who likes to let my hair air dry. So yeah, I try to stick with things like silk press, some braids, slick back, stuff like that. But if I ain't going nowhere, and I'm working on it, because that's part of self-care. Just because I ain't going nowhere, I don't gotta look like that. But it's just me, like, being me. Today is one of them days, which is chilling. Is not that, like, first of all, I'm proud of me for getting up and recording this video, because I did kind of feel like, dang, I look bad. But I just had to keep reminding myself, it's not about that. Put the message out for the people, because that's what it's about. It's not about you looking cute. Now, I look decent today, and I even got my little lashes on, but whatever I'm looking like that day, as long as I don't got no slob and stuff on my face. Now, I'm not a slobber when I sleep anyways, but still, stuff like that, okay, I can at least come to you with a fresh, clean face. But now the hair might be frizzy, and the edges might not be laid. They don't gotta be laid all the time. So there's that. But little slight ramble, but just an example of I'm not doing this to be on here looking cute, be on here like, I just believe the right people gonna find these messages, and I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm just gonna drop them. I'm just gonna show y'all what, hey, I did this cool thing. Like, I got an idea for a sketch that I got, so I need to make a little short or TikTok or something like that out there. Probably I just got an idea to do it, so I'm gonna do it. But yeah, it's just because I know that's important, and that's why I'm like, just get to talking. Okay, so I was wrong. I don't know why I always say 2 Corinthians. This isn't in 2 Corinthians. I think I'll have to go get the content journal for that. But this is the scripture that goes with what I was meditating on when God put it in my spirit that, just because I can do my job don't mean that you don't need to consider my feelings. And not me, but God. Like, this is what he was saying to me, and I'm paraphrasing. Just because I got a job that I can do, I'm capable of doing it no matter how hard or how tough it is. It's still nice for you to think about my feelings. And I was like, okay. And it made me cry because I was like, dang. Like, think about how selfish we be sometimes, and we don't be caring about how God feel about stuff. And even another teacher that I watch, she said that she made that a Facebook status. God has feelings too. I was like, constant, keep saying it. So it's in 2 Timothy chapter 2 verses 20 through 22, and it says, in a wealthy home some utensils are made of gold and silver, and some are made of wood and clay. The expensive utensils are used for special occasions, and the cheap ones are for everyday use. If you keep yourself pure, you will be a special utensil for an honorable use. And so not only did that day I realized that God had feelings, but I also realized when God tell you that you got to do certain things, like if you in the wood and clay stage and you tell God that you want to be in the gold and silver stage, basically, catch the metaphor. You have to, it says, if you keep yourself pure, you will be a special utensil for honorable use. So it's like you have to do the work to keep yourself pure and keep yourself clean. If you, and the way I did it, like, the analogy that I was getting was, if you want to live on gold and silver, like Avenue, then you got to be willing to leave the wood and clay boulevard. Like, you got to be willing to leave that life. And somebody would probably think, like, what do you mean? Like, okay, it says keep yourself pure. That means keep yourself from wickedness. Keep yourself from doing wickedness. The instant gratification, the entitlement, the selfishness, the lying, you making the promises and you not keeping them. That's not of pureness. That's not purity. You're operating like wood and clay. But you want the things that God blesses the gold and the silver utensils with. Like, no, you gotta, it's not going to happen with the instant gratification. And even if you do instant gratification, you see that with people who follow who? The devil. So, and how long does it last? Yeah, they get the instant gratification, but they be miserable. And we talked about that in class today too. So crazy. So crazy. But like I said, this word probably been like, I'm gonna say about 4 days old. I should have dropped this probably about 4 days ago, but everything works out on time, especially after today's class. Like, yes, that was real good. And Ecclesiastes 5, yes. And that ties in with the instant gratification too, especially the part in the scripture where the first part of that story, or that journal entry, if you want to say, was be careful about making the promises. Then it drops down and it says, for every ruler there is a ruler. And then here is where it tells you the wealth cannot buy happiness, regardless of what people say. It cannot buy happiness. That instant gratification, that instant, high that you get off having the money, chasing the bag, going to get it. You're not learning no patience. You're not learning no perseverance. And you're not learning how to endure. You think you are because you constantly getting up and going and going and going and going. But put it like this. It don't matter about doing the carnal work or the earthly work if you're not doing the spiritual work. You can receive all the earthly and carnal benefits, but if you're not receiving those spiritual benefits, then there's nothing to talk about. And something that I've been trying to do, especially with experiencing witchcraft, realizing it's real, realizing I've been going through it, from family to friends to ex-lovers, to the ex-lovers, new lovers, like everything, anybody, like, yeah, the darts they be thrown at me. And I've had to really sit here and realize that, oh, this ain't this for real, this real life. So and I've have to realize when they say be careful what you ask for. So many times as a child I was like, well, I want to be, in so many words I done told God I wanted to be used for honorable use, and didn't know what it came with, but I know what it come with now, and it don't matter. Cause I always ask God, I say, a kid not knowing what I'm saying, I want to be a lender, not a borrower. I want to be a lender. I don't want to be the borrower. Well, that comes with great responsibility. And God has been breaking me down to, when they say he'll break you down just to build you back up, yeah. Because I'm learning sometimes where I might have been overgiving, naive to a lot of the betrayal that I went through. I kind of brought it on myself. Because I'm always trying to see the good in people instead of realizing, no, there's some people out here that's really wicked, they really evil, and they like living on Wood and Clay Avenue. They like living in the Wood and Clay apartments. They like staying over there. Well, I don't want to stay over there. I'm trying to go live on in the Wood and Clay not the Wood and Clay sub. Look at the devil, review. I don't want to live in a Wood and Clay subdivision. I want to go live in the Gold and Silver subdivision. I'm trying to go live on Sapphire Boulevard, yeah, Ruby. And not to be like gems and rubies, but no, like, I want the best that God has for me. And I've had to learn that some things that I thought was the best was not the best, and I was just trying to, some stuff you just be trying to make it seem more than what it is, and that's because you want to see the good in everybody, or you try to have that love for people that God has for us all, regardless of what we do. Thing about it is, we ain't God, so it's a certain extent to it for us. Yeah, you love them, but you have to love them from a distance. Because sometimes, and I know I was one of these people, I thought because I loved and I had the love for people that maybe they didn't receive elsewhere, the places that they should have received it from, I thought I could love them like into healing or some type of weird shit like that. But no, you can't. People got to do it on their own. I had to do it on my own. I'm still doing the work on my own. And the thing about it is, with me, I would rather get it internally first. Like, that's been my main thing. I'm trying to get right on the inside first, so then it's just gonna automatically show on the outside. And that's something I ain't gonna say, you know, I didn't think really. I didn't want the money, I didn't want the bags, I didn't want the shoes, I didn't want the closet with all the Christian Louis Vuittons in it. Yes, I wanted that as a kid, but I grew up out of that real fast. Cause I was like, me personally, I don't even go nowhere. If I was gonna get some stuff like that, it would be just to, like, honestly and truly, those little TikTok videos or whatever, like the little Pinterest posts. And that's pretty much what the videos are. They're now modern day Pinterest posts of what you could put together as an outfit or stuff. It would be for that. And why for? I really could just go to the store and show you, hey, you could get a pump like this and you can get this and that. It don't have to be in my closet to advise people on fashion advice, but I'm learning to be more simpler. There are some things that I do want. The 2 things I know that God knows that I want for sure right now. But I'm waiting, and I'm constantly checking for confirmation to make sure, you know, I'm not doing too much by wanting it. You know, it's not something that what's the word I'm looking for? Not something that I'm just like, ooh, I gotta have it. And I'm trying to make sure it's a need and not a want. Now, there's some things that's been like, car wise, it's a good car. Had it for a long time, 8 years. Little things here and there. I kind of, you know, I know warfare be warfare, so I'm watching out for that too. As far as certain car issues that's just out the blue. But I'm just giving it to him. And I was gonna say something, but it slipped my mind. But something about what I'm learning to not I don't even know. It's slipping my mind for real. But yeah, just instant gratification. It doesn't teach you anything. It's not to say that you're not gonna get some things instant sometimes, but there are some times you're gonna have to wait. And I ain't gonna lie, I used to feel like, and I have to snatch myself from going there still today, because sometimes I could slip into that still of where the waiting feel like punishment. And it's like, well, why is it taking so long? Why so long? I don't understand. And it just makes me think about Proverbs, trust not in the Lord. I mean, by Satan with your ugly self. Trust not in yourself, Lord. Trust in the Lord. Oh, dang it. Look at that. Look at that, y'all. Attack mid-message. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. I still got it out there, but anyways. Child, that is crazy. Anyways, the waiting can feel like punishment. And see, okay then, come on, because I'm now finna bounce off that and teach too. That's exactly why you be slipping into that, feeling like the waiting is punishment, because the devil don't want you to trust in the Lord. The devil want to sit there and tell you he ain't never gonna come for you. You might as well stop. Oh, child. And I was finna go here early in this video, and I was like, that's getting too personal. I ain't gonna go there. Forget it. I'm going there now. It's been a childhood dream. Yes, a childhood dream. It's been a childhood dream of mine to be a mom. And I've been having this, it ties all in. So yeah, come on. Come on. Okay, Lord. It ties in all together. Instant gratification. I will honestly say, if you asked me 10 years ago, did I think I would be 27 years old and still not be a mom? I would have told you no. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a baby by then. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be married and have a baby by then, because I told God, I said, and straight up, I told God, I said, I can't make no promises about this virginity. I was honest. I said, I can't make a promise about the whole virginity thing because I'm seeing it everywhere. And I know that, especially because of what happened to me as a child, I know that that spirit's on me. And I try to fight it, but honey, I'm human. So the websites, yeah, I was on them. And it was a habit. The self-pleasuring was doing it. Have relapsed. Yes. And I was just like, what am I doing? No, I know something up. Because what am I doing? The things that's blocking me from the things I want. The things that's blocking me from staying focused. And, you know, being on my right path to my blessings. I'm relapsing. And, you know, grace, I'm giving grace to myself. But I'm like, no. No. But, yes, if you had asked me 10 years ago, did I think I was going to make it to 27 and still not be a mom? I would have told you no. Because I would have thought for sure by now I'd been married with a kid or two, maybe 3 by now. I was probably about 4 years old when I said that I was going to get married and have kids by 22. That might seem so absurd to people, but I mean, I was 4. And from 4 to 22, that's a nice gap. I didn't think, 22 was young or anything like that. It just seemed so much older than me. So that sounded like a good age to be married and have some kids by, Because that was something that I can honestly, truly say, like, yeah, I got my passions for dreams. The more I learn about life and how the cycle is, I was like, okay, I think I'd rather be a business owner than to be working for somebody. Hence why I'm learning the lessons that I'm learning. But it's really been like a dream of mine to just be a good wife and be a mom. Be a good wife and be a good mom. And I don't have that yet. So with the instant gratification and the waiting season, and first of all, when it comes to trying to be a mother, I told God, I don't want to be a mom unless I'm a wife first. Be careful what you ask for. I told him, I said, it's gotta be that way. And I'm in the waiting season of that. And I'm just like, well, where is it? The instant gratification. I'm like, I didn't know it was gonna take this long. I'm finna be 30 years old. You ain't did shit. Dang. I'll be one of the old parents. And I ain't want to be. But God's will, not ours. So, I've had to, I've been working on learning to be okay with the season that I'm in. And be okay if it might not even be the will for me to be a mom or a wife at all. But I know scripture said, God says he would give you the desires of your heart. And he said it's not good for man to be alone. So, I'm just focusing on being obedient. And part of that is going back to class when we learned about being what it really means to be spoiled. And that spoiled attitude comes from that entitled attitude and that ungratefulness. And it's all backed up because you used to instant gratification, and because you don't got no instant gratification, now you mad and you in your feelings and you don't want to talk to nobody, and oh, get away from me, and I just need some space. And it's okay to need some space, but yeah, that. So part of being a wife, I gotta get that in check, because my husband not going to deal with it. I know that. The spoiled brat attitude, like, no, it's not good. It's not good. Like, this whole new soft girl era, okay, well, that ain't part of it. I hope a lot of y'all chicks know. The spoiled brat attitude, no, that doesn't go in the soft girl era package. You gotta be understanding. You gotta be able to compromise and communicate, and that is what I'm learning. Not even just with being a partner to a man, but the white part for the lip gloss coming. But even with being a mom, because you're not gonna always be right as the mother. And I'm a millennial, so I got them parents that I love them, but baby, better not tell them they wrong. They don't want to hear. They don't. Even like some things I'm learning as I'm trying to break certain cycles, I'm like, where did I get this from? Who did I live in the house with? Kids are a product of their environment. And if things don't change, the same way you are as a child is the same way you're going to be as an adult. So God been getting me all type of right together. I've been getting all type of punches, beat downs, breakdowns. No. You thought you was doing? No. You thought you was doing right. Okay, well, you had that part right, and I'm going to give you that. But that, no, you was wrong. And you going to have to fix that before I release this. Because, talk about healing from the pain, the hurts, and the betrayals. I'm going to get into this on when I do start the testimony series. I guess I'm probably already starting it, but the way I was seeing it, I was going to name the videos my testimony and put like what part of the testimony of my life we talking about. But when it comes to this kingdom spouse stuff, there are some kingdom marriages that come together early, and then there is separation, and you come back together. Well, and I keep looking away because I can't believe I'm about to say this to y'all on this camera, but I don't care, because I'm like, can't nobody use nothing against me. If I did it, I did it. I said it, and what's to lie about it? It's already recorded in the book of life, so why am I gonna lie about it to you? So I believe that I have met my spouse, and that's one of those situations that I have where you met the spouse, but both of y'all got things that y'all need to heal before y'all even come together, so y'all separated. And I have said before, like, no, he can't be my husband, because the things he's done to me, there's no way God would give me a husband like this. There's no way God would give me this man to be my husband, and this is the way he acting. Like, in the separation, this the stuff he out here doing. Like, he's out here being a whoremonger to the top tier of it. There's no way. I ain't saying he can't stop, and I guess that's the whole point. And then here we go back to the instant gratification. Well, I can't give you him right now because he's not what I need him to be for you. And so in some people, and this is where the relationship with God is important, because some people are making these videos and they saying, like, you know, if you deal with somebody and they ain't choose you, then, you know, you need to move on or whatever. And the fact of the matter is, there are some people who have successful marriages that are the cord that's not easily broken. It's the husband, the wife, and God, the Father. And when they first met, you know, okay, the sparks flew. It was this, it was that, it was cool, it was lovely, but they ended up separating for whatever reason. And I mean, they might have had a rough separation, like a rough ending, but they came back together years later. That does happen. I know we like to think that that's fairy tale and that don't sound realistic, and trust me, honey, if I ain't nothing else, I'm a realist. So that's one of the reasons where I'm like, you know, I know how I feel about this man, but this man ain't said nothing. I'm not gonna say he hasn't said nothing, but like the work I've seen him do for others, he ain't did that for me. So you sure this my husband, Lord? And I ask God all the time, please let me know if I'm just forced, if I'm out here trying to control some stuff, and I'm gonna stop, because I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I would say it used to be hand in hand, my control issues and pride. But I would say now I got more pride than control issues. I don't want to look like a fool. So if it ain't, here ain't where you want to be, baby, go on. And I would tell people, okay, bye. Like, I literally had to learn the lesson of self-love. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. And it just did something to me to even say what I'm finna say. But the truth is the truth. Tell the truth, shame the devil. I was a beggar. I didn't know it, but I was a beggar. I was codependent on my friendships. I was codependent on the lovers. And I say lovers, and meaning just people I was romantically interested in or whatever. Like, it wasn't a whole bunch of them as far as sexual connections, but like, I'm gonna throw them all in the same, you know, boat. People I want to talk to, people I did talk to, people I actually went too far with, whatever. Like, I had my point where, and this is why I say that this particular person is the kingdom spouse, or he could be the catalyst to get me right before the kingdom spouse was checking in my home. But I don't know, after things happened with this particular person, I just was like, you know what, I can't keep doing this. I can't keep giving instant gratification to other people, and they don't even care about me getting no type of gratification, not even instant, just none at all. Overextending myself, my time, my energy, my love, my money for people who don't even appreciate it. Like, no, I had to stop doing that. I had to realize that I didn't think I was, but I was buying friendships. I was giving to these people simply because I knew that I was in a position to be the lender and not the borrower. So I was doing the lending. And the thing is, you continue to do the lending. It hurts when you lend and when it's your turn to be the borrower and not the lender. They don't have much or nothing at all to lend to you. But that's okay. I look at it like this. My lending comes from God when I need to borrow. And when I am in the lending position, I continue to lend. And I ain't gonna lie. I'm working on that, you know, be a cheerful giver. Because it's not even that I'm not cheerful. What irritates me is the ungratefulness. And then it just checked me back to like, okay, what you was ungrateful for that God did? What are you ungrateful for that God is still doing? So I can't front. That little connection did wake me up to, you know, my self-love journey, where it was like, I gotta stop overextending myself. I gotta stop trying to, dang, what did I say earlier in this video? I gotta stop trying to think that I could love people into healing. Because it ain't to say. And I think a lot of people thought this when they would come into my life, like I was just this perfect person. Oh, there's nothing wrong with her life. Yes, it is. The environment that I'm growing up in, you think because I came outside of this house and I had on some nice shoes and my backpack was nice and I had all my school supplies and my hair was well put together, you think because I came out into this public facility that we call school, I came out looking, well presentable. I had on something more expensive than, other kids, or even if it wasn't something more expensive, I had on something that was nice, put together, well matched. You think my environment must have been the best? No, it wasn't. It wasn't. And they would probably get mad and say that I'm lying if I said this, but I mean, the physical abuse, we done all got whoopings. If not, we done all got whoopings. Was it a whooping one time from one parent that was a little overdrive? Yes. It was. But I would say I've experienced more mental and emotional abuse. And that is crazy because that spilled over into my friendships and the lovers I was choosing. They were emotionally and mentally abusive as well. You don't think about it and you don't look at it that way, but they were. They knew I was going to still have their back because I knew that at the end of the day, you treat me like shit, but it's going to be something you need. It's going to be something you need. And I have been told countless times that I was going to need somebody before they needed me. And I can't tell you how many times God flipped that. I didn't need them. They called me back. Because I'm like, you know what? And maybe not always, but since I've been grown, I've been trying to make sure I put God on it at the end of the day, first and last. I got a father who, even still to this day, I'm grown. But if I needed something, yeah. But now, God is trying to take me to where, no. Now, it's me. I called him back. Now it's you and me. You're an adult now. So it's you and me. So yes, this is something else God is teaching me. To solely rely on him. This is where the instant gratification is not there. Because people can give you instant gratification and they can take it back. And that's them playing God. Whether they realize it or whether you realize it now or not. That's them playing God. And no, God don't need nobody helping him do his job. So I'm at a season in my life where I'm learning to ask God before I try to ask, my parents, since I'm able to ask them for a little something here and there. Or, if I need a loan or something, I'm asking God for it. Like, okay, Lord, I'm a little $20 short or whatever this month or whatnot. Wi-Fi bill, hey, I got my phone. I'll just use the internet on that. It's getting paid for already a different way. So God is teaching me, to be dependent on him and not dependent on my family in my low moments. Honestly and true. Because even though they're family, they be ready to throw it in your face. And what I was finna say, even though my dad was in my life and my dad still is in my life, I always make sure I thank God that I thank you that even though it's some other things that need to be worked on as far as my relationship with my parents go, I thank you for them being at least caring enough to make sure I had, you know, I looked nice, clean, and presentable. They ain't have to buy me the fancy stuff like they did, which I just got accustomed to wanting that because them the type of people that they were. Or they may not even say were. Them the type of people that they are. You know, they gonna be best dressed, they gonna be sharp, they gonna be what you call. So I just picked that up from them. But it don't have to be expensive. But I thank God. Tell them all the time, like, I thank you for my dad being here. Because I really don't know where I would have been. Like, you know, it ain't perfect. You know, I love my daddy, but he is very much the smothering dad. And I know he does it to protect, but it's like, there's some other, while you're protecting me, there's some things that you kind of blocking in. I could tell him, but not without him getting offended. And that was another class. Just because they getting offended, that don't mean don't tell them, because guess what you're doing again? You're lying. And oh child, God knows I've been lying, not intentionally, but I've been lying. So I have to deal with the confrontation, because I don't be want to deal with that. I don't be want to argue, fuss and fight with nobody. I'm just like, whatever. I don't want to hear it. But I know I got to get out of that. Even though there was some times where Jesus himself didn't respond to everything. So you don't got to respond to everything, but the sheltering dad can be kind of, if you got one, then you know. They say you know, you're getting older and this and that. And so you need to learn, make sure you do things this way and that way, but they still sheltering you. They still, you know, still want to control. And I can honestly say that's where my control issues come from. They come from both parents, honestly. But they don't want to admit that. But whatever. I'm telling the truth and I'm shaming the devil. I'm letting it go though. I can't control nobody but myself, and that's what Millbury is focusing on, baby. Focusing on. First of all, who are you and why are you in my driveway? You could have turned around so many other ways. That's super creepy. You need to hurry up and get away. And I'm in the middle of recording. Like, okay, weird. Right while I'm in the middle of recording, I ain't taking it out. It is what it is. But I ain't even mean for this video to be this long. I say this every time too. But I'm just letting God use me to flow. Whatever he need me to say, throw out there. Whatever example he need me to give, I'm giving it. So I think that's about it though with the examples. We're wrapping this up. Just make sure that you're being mindful of how you're treating people. Make sure you're being mindful of making false promises, not just to God, but yourself, other people. Because, and it's so crazy, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm one of them. I say it all the time. Everybody lie, because we all human. But people who just lie constantly, like that's the first, just so quick right off the top, I had to stay away from them people. And the crazy thing is, you can be one of them people. You can be an intentional liar, you can be an unintentional liar. You didn't even know that, did you? Just learned that today myself. And probably about a few weeks ago, because like I said, today's class was about you know, why do you want it? And we were reading out of I always pronounce this word messed up. Ecclesiastes? I don't know, but that book, the ECCELEST, yeah, that book, chapter 5, Ecclesiastes, I think it is. I think that's how you pronounce it, but yeah. We were in chapter 5, and like I said, it was talking about don't make the false promises. The people who think they are happy because they got money, they're really not. And it was something else. Let me see. Oh yeah. Be careful about making promises. Then it goes into, for every ruler there is a ruler. So you got a boss, your boss got a boss, your boss got a boss, your boss got a boss, and so on and so forth. Wealth cannot buy happiness. Oh, and enjoy your life's work. So do the things that you enjoy. And something I enjoy doing, I enjoy doing nails, but I'll be honest, I enjoy doing nails in my own space. I'm more of a private tech person, and so instant gratification with that too. I've been having to learn to get the spiritual work done in me first before my physical work can start showing up, hence the instant gratification. Gotta go through the wilderness, gotta take my time with this, and gotta allow and let God to lead. And I've been having to also remember to keep sowing the seeds. And just sowing the seeds is simply, you know, me investing into the business, of course, but investing into the content, investing into teaching those kind of classes also. So, you know, getting up on here and posting these videos, because it's not just about me doing nails. Like I always say, I got a duty to the people spiritually first and foremost before we even talk about what my carnal occupation is. I got a spiritual occupation that's way more important than what I do down here for a living so that I can eat. But that is my choice of occupation, to eat. Nails and feet might cringe to some people, but I enjoy doing it. That's my way of servicing, and I enjoy that being my way of servicing. I worked in nail salons, and I'll probably do a video about that. I worked in the salon, and if you're with a good group, it's cool. Like, I can honestly say, if my school teacher, first of all, let me just say, anytime it's too much interesting. They don't want me to talk so bad, whatever. Anytime it's too much estrogen in the room, and let me say this, because I feel like I need to throw this in there too. Anytime it's too much unhealed estrogen in the room, baby, it's always gonna be some cat scratches and wanting to fight, stanky attitudes. Now everybody periods linked up and everybody mad, grouchy, always. So there's that. But I can honestly say, if my teacher had took the time to own a salon, and she said people have told her this, but you know, she didn't want to go through the hassle, and it's totally understand, financially, business wise, all of it. But if she had a shop and she ran it, I personally feel like it would run smoothly, because at the end of the day, it don't matter if you didn't like, she considered us sisters, and she was the mother basically in nail school. So it don't matter that you don't like that sister didn't do this, that sister didn't do that. When it came time to do these clients, we all, well, I ain't gonna say we all, but the towels were clean, the towel warmer was on, the desks was clean, the manicure area, like we set up, ready to go. Petticoats made, petty slippers out, toe rope out, whatever utensils. Okay, you didn't bring your nippers and your cuticle pusher today. Okay, well, get your sister got one. You know, we got it done, and it still flowed, even though there was some, you know, clicks here and there, and these people hung out with these people, these people hung out with these people, and all of that. It still worked. And it's just totally different when you go to an actual salon. And may I add that we are a school of people at the time in the school salon, and it's mostly black. Like, I think we had one white girl. Everybody else is black. From the time that I started nail school, around this time, 2 years ago, because I started January 4, 2022. So not quite, but almost 2 years ago. Everybody was black. All the nail girls were black. There was one white girl. That's it. And then, oh, I take that back. In the beginning, there was one white girl, and then there was another white girl that came. And not to talk about race, but I'm just saying, what I'm not gonna do is act like these problems don't exist. So I got, gotta keep it real. We flowed together no matter what. Were there people still doing, their little wicked things? Yes, there was. That's it. It's a life. It's the planet we live on. It's the life we live. It's the life God talked about, wrote in the Bible, already told us. So it is what it is. But working for Asian shops is different. The people are looking at you. They're assuming you don't know what you're doing because, oh, we ain't never seen a black woman in a nail salon before. And it's not uncommon because a black lady used to do my nails back when I was in high school. And she was the first person that when I looked, I was like, I didn't know that black women did nails. Because I loved going to the nail shop and watching them do, the nails and all of that type of stuff. I would sit beside my mom and my sister and watch them get their nails done. Because I was amazed at, like, how are these people taking these tips and this little liquid and powder and making this fake nail? Like, they done extended the nail in just 1 hour. How is this so? It fascinated me. And I had forgotten about that, honestly. But when I seen the black lady do the nails, I felt inspired. Because I was like, OMG, black people can do nails. I would love to do nails. And y'all had forgot I had even said that. Come 18, when I graduated high school, I went straight to college. Originally, I was going to go to college for psychology. Then I switched to fashion. And then I switched to hospitality management because I had a youth advisor that told me that wasn't going to be, fashion wasn't something that was going to be really big or whatever. And I'm just like, and I want to say this ties into instant gratification too. Just because you don't have the instant gratification about something you told God that you wanted to do, y'all can't see my finger for the steering wheel, so let me point it up. Just because you don't have the instant gratification of something you asked God to do, or you told him you want to do, like, I want to do nails. Okay. You don't see the success right now because God's got to break you down and build you back up. Because you said you wanted to do this business unto his name, and that's what I said. So I have to be broken down and built back up in whatever business y'all want to do or whatever you want to do unto God. He got to break you down to build you back up. And part of breaking you down is breaking you out of the instant gratification. It's not going to always be instant. And society will have you thinking if you don't got the instant gratification, then you not doing nothing, you lazy, you ain't doing this and you ain't doing that. And it's like, you don't know. First of all, you got to be the person on the inside before you can be the person on the outside. So maybe instead of thinking that somebody just lazy or whatever, maybe God is building and working on that person in the heart and in the mind and in the spirit. Because as soon as God get all of that lined up, he's going to give them a momentum to send them onto overdrive. Not overdrive to where they overworking, but they going to have so much, momentum to do and get what they need done. When them spiritual attacks come, they're not gonna be worried about that little headache, and they're not gonna be worried about that nausea. They're gonna do their remedies that God been teaching them every way, breaking them down in every way. Hey, you need to mix this and mix that. That's gonna take care of the nausea, and then you don't have to take these chemical pills that's formed in these labs. Like, people be want to make you feel so bad about smoking weed. Yeah, I know they getting to the point where they in the lab with that too, but you can't make nobody feel bad about that if you still popping the lab pills, because you still a lab rat and don't even know it. But anyways, I just had to throw that in there. So just because it doesn't look like what the world says it should look like, don't mean it's not gonna look like that. And that's something God is working on me, because I cannot lie, y'all. I'm telling you, being so used to instant gratification, it will mess you up. When things ain't coming instantly, or when the things you want, you don't get it, you feeling like, oh, how dare I not get this? How dare I not get what I asked for? You're not ready for it yet. So with my business, I know to some people, they'll probably feel like, oh, well, you know, it's slow. Like, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I had a lady, and I talked to a black lady. Not to put her on blast, y'all don't know her, but I'm just letting it be known that she was a black lady. I talked to a lady who owns a salon. And, you know, I'm looking for a salon to work in, make some money, be able to, you know, do what I need to do. And I told myself, I want to work for, it really don't have to be a black person, but like I was getting to, when you go to certain Asian shops, they're mean. I'm just gonna keep it real. They're mean. They kind of disrespectful, and you can see the favoritism that they have for their people. They're gonna make sure their ticket's long while your ticket's short. They're gonna make sure you hustling and you hauling ass trying to make that money. They're gonna make sure that you live in that get rich or die trying mentality every day in that shop. When I say busting your ass, back hurting, all of that, I'm telling y'all, one day I went to work, and you know, first of all, working in a salon, all they have us do is manicures and pedicures. And you know, probably shouldn't say this, but y'all ought to know this. Sometimes they'll let you, like, as long as you're in school, they'll allow you to work. They won't allow you to work on, like, manicures and pedicures. And that might have been because you were still in school. So, I can't honestly say that I have worked in the salon as a licensed tech. But even still, like, even with you knowing, I worked, put it like this, my last shop, I ain't gonna, you know, give them up. But my last shop, they ain't care. You know how to lay the acrylic? Go ahead. At least on like the feet or whatever. But now doing the full sets, no, they weren't doing that. And I believe I don't have any like feedback from the previous shop, because I worked in 2 salons. And was it 2? Or was it 3? It was 2. And the first salon, beautiful, extravagant, fancy, but don't know how to, I'm not gonna say that they know how to treat their customers, but what I was experiencing there, oil, honey, skin so oily. What I was experiencing there was people trying to mess with my money. I don't like that. I've experienced that on a few jobs, and you know what? I'm gonna wrap this up, because the whole job, this gonna be a testimony in itself of witchcraft on the job. Baby, look, because I want to make this too long. I really thought I was gonna make this like a little 15-minute video, and this done already an hour and 8 minutes. I be thinking I'm about to make a little 30-minute video, but it's just like, shoot, I ain't worried. Y'all gonna be listening to this, cleaning up, doing the laundry or whatever. This gonna help you get through the day. You might be at work with a long shift, because baby, I did long shifts too. Security guard, baby, and 12-hour shifts. You be needing something to help you get through it, especially when you busting at 60 hours a week, man. You be needing something. But I just have experienced the favoritism working in Asian salons. I remember the last salon I did work in, we had to kind of grow in each other, and I understand that, but What I don't like is if I'm working for you and you're my boss, I understand you asking like my other coworkers to help me with something. But here's my thing. Because we know that life is spiritual before it's carnal. And I'm turn my car off, it's warm now. Life is spiritual before it's carnal. You as my boss, for one, you could be an enemy and I don't know. But even if you're not, you giving my coworker like the heads up or whatever to give me some type of information or to teach me to do something, you don't know what they're gonna teach me. You don't know what they're teaching me on purpose. That's the wrong thing to do, so that I look like a fool. And I don't like that. Oh, sorry, y'all. I see this. I feel like this lip gloss getting old, so I gotta wipe this off my mouth. But you don't know that person that I work with, and I've actually had to tell my boss, and I'll go into it, you know, about just what happened, but not too far. But I had to tell my boss at this same shop. I was like, well, no, the first shop I went through something like this, and then I had to go through something like this again. But I've been through this on like almost all of my jobs. I'm the person that I just want to go there and work and make my money and mind my business. Like, I don't be trying to be mean to my coworkers. I don't. But now, all in your personal business, I don't want to be all in your personal business. But I guess that's what happened when God make you a therapist naturally. Where, and it ain't no thing, like, I ain't trying to flex, but I'm like, I tell you one reason I gave up on getting a degree in psychology. I was like, why am I going to pay for some guy already made me? That's dumb. I'm going to be $40,000 in debt for a degree that I already had anyways. For spiritual school, like, yeah, no, that don't make sense, though. Auntie said that one day in class, and I was like, boop. Confirmation, because I sure said I've been a therapist and a counselor. Why would I go to school to be something I already am? I don't gotta be it for the world. I can be it for the world, you know, but I don't have to do this through the world system. I'm a counselor and a therapist through God's system, so I don't gotta do all that. But and I guess some people be mad. I had one person who used to tell me all the time, you know, you always be right. And I said, no, I wouldn't say all that. Because, you know, I can't always be right. I'm wrong about some shit in my own. And yeah, I'm going to let them slip sometimes. Keeping it real. I let some shit slip in my own life. So, you know, I can't be right all the time. But I do, like, I try my best to live in a sound mind. It ain't to say that the attacks don't come to make you be double-minded. This why you gotta know what's your thoughts and what's not your thoughts. But in the terms of people just, you know, you're not the co-worker that wants to go get lunch on break and all that type of stuff. No, because I'm gonna go get lunch on my break. But I'm gonna go get lunch and I'm gonna go sit in my car. Not because I think I'm too good to hang with y'all. I don't know y'all. And this is work. I grew up in a household where work was work and home is home. You separate the two. Which means it's not to say that you gotta be mean to your coworkers, but you don't put your coworkers in your business. And you don't bring work home. Simply because these are still other people that you work on the job with, and it's going to be instant competition, especially if you work like a commission-based job. It's about who make the most money, who's bringing in the most sales. Like, yeah. Oh, honey, it's beef soon as you get up in there. And I don't got time for it. I'm like, look, you gonna make what you gonna make, and I'm gonna make what I'm gonna make, and that's gonna be that on that. And I ain't even worried about it. And baby, let me tell you how favor ain't fair. And this why I can honestly say this was a gem that I let slip through my hands. Because this would have set me up financially. In the first shop, I had a lady that I had met for the, and I'm saying lady, but me and the girl turned out to be the same age. I do nails and she do hair. I did her feet or whatever, and we chilling, good, service or provider and clients or whatever, connection or whatnot, tech and client. There we go. And chill. We chilling, we vibing, whatever. One of my coworker comes over and she's like, telling me this specific about, the nail colors, the opaque colors. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. But that's not what the client wants. And I thought the objective was to give the client what the client wants. So we're literally sitting here talking about how, this is what they said and woo woo woo. Because this wasn't a salon I found on my own. As a matter of fact, neither salon I found on my own. I found them through other people. But it's like what was going on for me was trying to be sabotaged. And I'm looking at this like, okay, I'm gonna let the client who's paying for this tell me what they want to do. Because to sit here and do something they don't want to do, which she was just like, she being the client, she was just like, well, I don't want you to get in trouble, so I mean, it's okay, you could do it that way, it doesn't matter. Which is sad, because even at that point, the client felt pressure to even say, okay, well, yeah. And I'm just like, why are you over here? Why are you over here fucking with me and my money and what I'm doing? I understand you trying to help me, but if she says she doesn't want this and she wants it to look that way, then she wants it to look that way. They can't get mad at no client and tell them that, oh yes, you have to have a white base up under this color so it can pop more. If they don't want it to look that way, they don't want it to look that way. You can make a suggestion, but you cannot force nobody to do anything in this line of business. If they ask you for your opinion as a tech, okay, but making them trying to make them get something, like, no. And then my boss had the nerve to come over there and was like, well, I thought I asked you to show me or tell me when you was ready so that I can practice. Because remember, this first shop, I was just starting there, but they was already throwing me to clients and I wasn't tripping, because I mean, I know what I'm doing. Are you going to satisfy every client? No, you're not. One client wasn't satisfied. My boss came and told me, okay. But then she had the nerve to be messy and tell me that, well, somebody else had to fix it. You correct me where I'm wrong and you leave it at that. Don't come bringing nobody else into this, because this ain't got nothing to do with them. If they had to fix it, then that's on them. They got the money. It's like, it's not about me. I just feel like that was unnecessary information. Clearly somebody else had to fix it if the lady didn't and then she was like, the lady said she never wanted you to do her again. I'm like, the way y'all run this shop, baby, you don't have to worry about me, because first of all, we having conversations that we wouldn't even be having if you had to train me like yo brother said he was gonna do when y'all hired me. Cousin, whatever he is to her. He was like, oh, well, I'm going to show you how to do this, and I'm going to show you how to do that, and I'm going to show you how to do this. Lying for nothing. If you're going to hire me and throw me to the wolves, just say that. Because otherwise, if I'm not doing things the way you want to do in your shop, then if you haven't shown me how you want things done in your shop, there's really nothing that you can complain about. Because again, you cannot rely on my co-workers to give me the correct and the proper directions when you don't even know if this co-worker could be jealous of me or not. If this coworker could be trying to sabotage me because she feel like my life is so much better than hers, or my life is so much easier than hers, you don't know how these people feel about me. Why you got them trying to teach me something and they teaching me the wrong shit. I had that happen at the first shop and I had that happen at the second shop. I finally found out after I've been did so many CBD pedicures at this specific salon, I was doing them the wrong fucking way. I found it out afterwards. And I had already had to tell my boss and check her like, hey, you need to tell me how you want things done at your salon. This is your business. How do you want your client serviced? This is a service that you offer. Then you need to be telling me how you want it done. What is required? Where it's on the which car you can see. Okay, you can see. But when I'm going by this, especially you giving me an opportunity to work for you, I don't want to fuck up, so I'm nervous naturally. And you're not going to help. But you my boss. And are you not supposed to be the leader? So then you're supposed to be leading me, the follower, since I am an employee. You're supposed to be leading me to how you want your things done. But they weren't doing that. They were using my coworkers to lead me. And didn't even know who was leading me wrong. And it could have not even been because, jealousy. They might have forgot themselves. But that's what I'm like. You the boss. You know how you want it done. And so, I just prefer being a private tech. Trying to get up off the ground as a private tech, it's not impossible. But I'm not going to lie, it is a struggle. Simply because I could be a home-based tech. Right now, I'm in my dad's home until I move out. And, he's kind of leery about people being here. And I understand that, totally understand that with the city I live in and the world, period. So, and then there's the whole thing like, okay, just get a big enough apartment where one room could be designated for this. And then it's like, but I don't want people at my house. But then you go into the suites. And some suites want to charge a damn near apartment rent a month. So you can be able to rent. And I'm just like, it's crazy. So them type of things, like, yeah, it's a struggle or whatever or whatnot. But I'm learning. God's breaking me down so he can build me back up. And whatever your dreams are, whatever, even if, hey, your 9 to 5, your job, you just want to climb up in that ladder of their career, of their company, it's the same thing. So, I think I done said pretty much enough. Like I said, the witchcraft at the workplace, I need to, matter of fact, let me write that title down so I don't forget. That's going to be his own, because I just gave you a little piggyback about basically what it's been like working in nail shops. I ain't gave y'all all the jobs. And just how I know and confirmations about certain things is hilarious. Not hilarious, but like, you be sitting there thinking like, this ain't really happening. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And it just all be to show you how real God is. Like, no, I told you. I told you when I told you that they were sabotaging your hours. When you heard me put that thought in your mind. Yeah. And now you see it. Or I told you your manager always coming at you on the slick end sideways because, I've been trying to... One manager... Child, look, your girl, if anything, what you see on my face is moles That probably was from chicken pox way back in the day. And this too. But for the most part, what you see on my face is moles. Now, it is some acne scars, because that's what that is, and that's what that is, and that's what that is. Clearly, that's a boil that's still there, for one. And that's what those are. Been using some apple cider vinegar and water to try to, get rid of it. But for the most part, the acne hasn't been that bad. I do remember a time where, of course, I ain't have none at all, but there was this one manager of mine. I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna go. While I still type, make this note. There was a manager when I worked at a makeup store, and I just never felt no sincerity from her when she talked to me. But I was like, I didn't really care about it because I didn't work with her like that. When I was coming into work, she would be leaving because she was the truck manager. And so she was in charge of making sure all the loads got off the truck and got, in the back, put where it needs to go. And then, of course, it go out on the floor. Getting the store ready before the store opens, basically. So I didn't ever work with her. I was scheduled to work with her one time, but I'll get to that. I didn't understand why she was so weird and so it's just nothing was authentic about her talking to me or genuine about her talking to me. And then it just always seemed like she was trying to be slick and be smart. And I hate to put race in it, but the fact of the fact is she was a white girl. And she might have thought she was nice, or she might have been nice to other people, but her niceness was a cover-up. And I got confirmation on it being a cover-up when I went to work one day. I got scheduled to do truck shift, something I had never done at this job, but I was like, okay, whatever, I'm cool, extra hours. First of all, I told them when I first started I needed about 20-25. I went from getting the hours to the hours slipping up, slowing down. I had got hired on as a temporary for the holidays. But I mean, the way I was handling that store, I was handling that store. I'm talking about taking charge, being placed in charge while managers go on breaks, lunch, and all that. That's every job I be on, for one. But I'm sitting up here, okay, Christmas time, I'm talking about line to the back of the door where the employees can be in the back of the stove wrapped around. I'm helping getting these lines knocked down, knocking it down, answering the phone. I'm talking about being the store manager, and I ain't even the store manager. You hear me? Going to get old rolls because, okay, ain't no more rolls back here. Okay, well, I got to go to the back and see if it's somewhere other than that while supplies last. Everything. Y'all, we was in a group meeting, and they were sending the new schedule out to let it be known which temporaries they decided to keep and which temporaries they had let go. That's it. The schedule and my name wasn't on there. I was like, what? The way y'all work me like a slave on Christmas? Not on Christmas, but leading up to Christmas. The way y'all been working me like a slave this holiday period. I've been coming in for y'all all of that on my off days. And y'all ain't had the nerve to keep me. Then I get told, well, call the store and check with the schedule because the computer makes the schedule. And I'm like, what type of shit is that? How is the robot making the schedule? And I ain't saying what a robot can't do, especially these days, but this is 2017. And I was just like, what? What are you talking about? I was still on the schedule, but it was crazy. So I was like, whatever. I never was buying into that. And then eventually I did see my store manager going in, editing, and making the schedule. And I'm like, okay, so if the computer makes the schedule, what are you doing? The computer makes it and you're able to go back and then edit it. Like, I understand, but at the same time, I'm just like, how is the computer deciding who gets to work and who don't? Like, that doesn't make any sense. And what was irritating me about my coworkers was they weren't believing this, y'all. I was like, do y'all hear yourselves? This don't even make no sense. I can understand the computer, okay, it's rotating people, but no. If I told you I need to work 20 to 25 hours a week, every week, since we get paid bi-weekly, why am I not on here every week for 20 to 25 hours? Get into the truck manager. Get scheduled to work on Sunday from 7 to 1. I go up there. I'm opening the door, beating on the door, whatever, to get there. I'm talking about, y'all, first of all, mind you, I done got up at my bed, 5-something. I'm getting ready. So I'm out in the streets while everybody sleep on Sunday morning. They're not even up for church. Some people might have been up getting for church, but they're not even up. Get all the way to the store. She comes to the door and she opened it. Didn't even want to let me in. Until we literally standing here having, like, not an argument, but a debate about I came to work because I was here. Do you really think I came here? Got up out my good warm bed, and it's cold too? You think I got out of my warmth of a house to come see you for nothing? You don't even like me, and you think I don't know, but I know. And once I seen, I'm sorry, but I'm going here because this is the type of stuff people be jealous of. Your skin, your hair, your body. I live this life. This is my life. My skin, my hair, my eyes, my body. Stuff I don't even be looking at. Because they think I got an ideal image and an ideal body. And so then they think I'm this uppity, stuck-up person because, oh, well, you don't talk to people. No, I don't talk to y'all because I don't know y'all. I don't got to talk to y'all. If you come over here and you want to start up a conversation, I mean, okay, I'm not going to be mean to you. But no, I don't want to know your business. And I don't want you in mine because I don't know you. And that's fine. But people want to be knowing who you are, what it is about you. Like, oh, you sold this, you sold that to them. What is it? Like, they just want to know so bad. And when you don't tell them, they get mad. They get real mad. So, I just didn't understand. Like, instead of her to go ahead and let me do something. Like, even if you didn't have nothing, but you could go ahead and start rearranging the shelves, and it's some stuff that was supposed to go out today, like some extra stuff that could be stocked up. Like, you could do something. This girl sent me back home. I drove all the way because, mind you, I was going to school in a small town, but still, I drove from just how many? I think I lived probably about 12, 13 minutes from where I was working at. Probably not even that. Because I used to cut through the little, I used to cut through downtown. Because, like, it's a little small town, developing town. It's like a suburb, but still, it's only a town because it's got the college in there, put it like that. So, you know, developing city like that. But I used to cut through downtown and go to work. So I could get on the side where the malls were. Or I would take another back road. Not really a back road, but I would take another way that would let you. Because the town, it's just one big circle. There go this car again. Y'all, I'm sorry. I just got distracted because my sister lost her car because somebody stole it. And this is the second time a car has driven by looking exactly like my sister's car. Now, the last time, I ain't gonna front y'all, I chased him. And that was dangerous. Don't do what I did. I chased him. He didn't see me, but I chased him to see, like, But this car just drove by again. But my thing is, why this car keep driving by my house? This is weird. I'm going to have to pray on it with God. But getting back to the story of me working and then I'm going to get off. So I get all the way to the store and my manager sent me home. Call my store manager, which was a black lady. And she is like, okay, well, why didn't you stay? Mind y'all, I called her. I told her, I said, okay, the schedule said I was supposed to be there today. But then there was a new schedule that I knew nothing about. And I wasn't aware that I wasn't on the schedule. Now, I can't lie. I think the new schedule got put in a group me. And I didn't check and see. So, but like I said, I was already there. And even my store manager was like, well, you had already, went there and was there to help. So why didn't you stay? I said, she told me to leave. She didn't allow me the ability to stay. And since you're the store manager and you're asking me why I didn't stay, that lets me know y'all had it in the budget for me to have those hours. And she told me that the other manager told me to go home. Y'all, I just so happened, I can't even remember how I stumbled across old girl, Facebook, Instagram, whatever it was. I saw a picture of her without makeup on. I said, oh, that's why you so hateful. All this expensive ass skincare in here. Are you not using any? And people would ask me, like, I had a client, not a client, but a customer try to ask me about some advice for some highlighter. And she was like, which one do you think is the best? I said, well, I don't wear makeup, so I really can't ask. And I said, you might want to go ask some of the ladies on the floor that can give you more help with that. Yeah, she had the nerve to say, how do I work at a makeup store and I don't wear makeup? Baby, because I'm here for a check. Okay? I'm not even on the floor. I'm a cashier. This is all that I do. And when y'all buy stuff that y'all might decide to buy or you're not going to buy and I have to keep it back here at the counter, I put it back at the end of my shift and then I go home. Not to mention, like, I was wearing makeup. I wear it sometimes, but like, y'all, I didn't even know how to put my lashes on. I still didn't know how to put my lashes on. And the only reason I learned and know how to do it now is because I got a eyeliner that I use that helps me out in a certain glue. But I didn't even know how to put my dang on eyelashes on. Yet alone talk about doing some makeup. I knew how to do it and I still do it sometimes. I'm not somebody who wear it all the time. I will wear my bare face because I don't have time to get up. I like my sleep. And I don't have time to get up no extra so-and-so minutes to put no face on. That ain't me. And I ain't trying to shame nobody who does that. But I just could not understand why this girl had this weird, like, I'm not going to say jealous, but I guess according to her skin, that's what it was. Because I like I said, when I would get there, this girl would be getting off work because she had been at work since about 4 or 5 o'clock that morning. And while she at work, I'm in class. So then when I get out of class, get a little break, and now I'm coming to work, she about to go. So we ain't just never really worked like that. But I always had to deal with one manager that she talked to. So, like, they was close or whatever. 2 white girls or whatever. And when you working for this company, they're big on a loyalty program and trying to get, in other words, a competition. Who can sign the most people up? And who can keep their loyalty program percentage up to, like, I think we had to stay to like 65 or 70. Well, I wasn't making it. My thing was, I'm not about to hassle people to try to do something that's beneficial to them. If you're going to come in here and spend your money, then you might as well come in here and spend your money and sign up with the program. So then every time you spend some money, you saving some money for the future. for when you, because you know you're going to come back in here and rebuy that Urban Decay. You're going to rebuy that Naked palette if you lose it or somebody steal it. Or if you got it for somebody else and you didn't think you was going to like it like that, but as soon as you seen her makeup looks, now you want to come get one. So you might as well go and sign up. But you can't force people to do that. And people would always say, well, you don't have the most approachable face. And I'm like, even if I had a soft, even on days where I know I'm trying my best to just have like a soft face and just, you know, be relaxed, people still feel like, well, you don't look approachable. And I'm like, you know what? Well, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. I'm working on it. But if that's going to keep you from coming to talk to me, I just take it as we don't need to converse anyways. Because if I got a message to give to you, you're going to come. I'm going to end up giving to you. God's going to make sure I end up giving to you. If it's something you're supposed to tell me, that's on you. If you don't tell me because you feel like I'm not approachable, then you didn't do what God told you to do. If you were supposed to come tell me something as far as like start a conversation with me and I was supposed to give you a message, you didn't do what God told you to do. So, it was crazy. I was getting talked to every week, every work week. First of all, I'm not even here enough to be signing nobody up like that all the time. And then you want to come keep talking to me about this damn percentage and how I ain't signed up enough people. And here go the other one. Well, this was a whole different manager that said that, well, you're not really approachable. First of all, what you not going to do is stand here and treat me and act like I don't go to school in no rural area where it's mostly white people here. And I'm mostly dealing with some old baby boomers. And all baby boomers are not crossed over to the fact that we are all human, no matter what race we are. And look at me. I've had so many people say, what are you mixed with? I can't deny that I have a white grandfather some generations back, and it's some Indian somewhere on my daddy's side or whatever. Ain't no telling. I don't know. But that ain't no reason for white people to misjudge me, or black people, because I get it from both sides. That's no reason for people to misjudge me and treat me like crap. I got the white people getting in line that treat me because they feel like I'm a mulatto. And I probably am. Let's face it, I probably am. I just don't know. Because I got a black mom and I got a black dad as far as I know. But they treat me like a mulatto with they hateful and devilish, demonic demons and attitudes that they got. With inside of them, all that hate for black people that have made it with white people. Because that's the first thing people think, I got a white mama or a white dad. And I'm like, I don't, but okay. But that's what people think. So then, people don't, like, I'm sorry, but if you biracial, you know, people don't like you. For something so small as that. Something you ain't had no control over. Because if, let's say my mama or my daddy was white, or was Hispanic, Philippine, whatever. I didn't make me. I have nothing to do with that. Yeah, I'm sitting back and receiving hate for that. The older lady that hopped in line one day, she didn't want a loyalty program with me. But the minute that she went and hopped into the line of the other manager that said, well, you don't really have the most approachable face. And I'm like, first of all, I'm a black girl who looks like I'm half white. And that's an older white lady. We're not going to act like 9 times out of 10. Me, mom, is still stuck in her feelings about black people and white people mating and having kids. Because the same energy that you gave her, I gave her. So what are we talking about? You didn't really give no smile or nothing like that yourself. You just simply asked her, okay, so do you want to sign up with us? You can do this. Everything you said to her, I just said to her. I don't know what way you think my voice is so like, why I don't have to talk high pitch. And yeah, I don't have to talk like that. I don't got to do that. I need to be myself. If I walk around in my authenticity, then that's what I'm going to teach other people to do. So I done seen it all type of ways, but we get into 2 hours with this video, and boy, this is probably the longest one I didn't do. I wasn't trying to do this. But I'm going to do the video on witchcraft in the workplace, and we're going to go more into details. Well, I'm going to go more into details, but whoever you are on the opposite side watching this video, if you watch this video, I'm going to go more into details about the different examples that I have experienced this. And y'all probably experienced this too. So I'm going to help y'all get some clarification. I'm going to allow myself to be used by God to give y'all messages, encouragement, warnings, whatever he want to use me to do. So that's it for today. Tying this all back to, that was just, I guess you could say that little last part was the intro into the next video. But instant gratification, it's not always going to happen. And so when we as people learn that, sometimes you'll get it right then. Some things you're going to have to wait for a little minute. Especially when it involves other people, you're going to have to wait. So I think I had thought the subject of that with the kingdom spouse thing. But like, that's a whole nother video too, honestly. I'm all over the place, and I apologize, but those who appreciate it and see how it all connects full circle, they appreciate it. But that'll be in another video too. All you can do is pray on it. What I do want to say that I probably went back to that, thank you, Lord. I probably went back to that was, we think that I went back to that for a reason. We think we're not going to suffer because we're God's children. That's a lie. Don't believe that. That's one of the fruits of the Spirit, long suffering. And I was just talking about this with my cousin last night. That's so funny. Long suffering is one of the fruits. And I'm starting to see and constantly recognize that, yes, long suffering could be one of the fruits that you have to experience in the wilderness during your separation from your kingdom spouse. So I want to say this. First of all, you got to go to God and you got to confirm. I know I done asked God about this specific person so many times. It's gotten to the point where Auntie has used his name as the old granddad name example in class when she be teaching. Have you be giving an example of what somebody would say when she do her old grandpa examples, she uses this person's name, and I'm like, oh my goodness. Now, when Auntie use stuff, and I'm Auntie Circle, when she say stuff, oh, it's different. It's real different. It's like, oh, you in my business real tough. What you trying to tell me? Because I know God trying to use you to tell me, give me some type of one to tell me something. Because I'm under your authority. As far as her being my spiritual teacher. And so pray about it. And God gonna give you the signs and give you constant revelation. After that, sit there and know and understand that you could be with your kingdom spouse and be going through a wilderness. And it's all about what are you gonna do? Because in the wilderness, that's where the devil come back with that. Oh, y'all ain't got y'all instant gratification. Y'all still waiting on that baby. Y'all still waiting on that down payment for that house. Y'all still waiting on that car so y'all both can have 2 cars. And the one you got about to break down too. Come on. That's when the devil gonna come trying to attack you, and what you gonna do. You get attacked while y'all not together. And then you're going to get attacked even more when y'all are together. So if y'all both strong separately, y'all going to be strong together. And then it goes back to a cord of 3 is not easily broken. And we talked about that in class today. From Ecclesiastes 5. And on that note, y'all have a good day. I'll be back with some more words, Lord's will. And I got 3 subscribers and I see I got some views here. You know, I'm just starting, so I ain't expecting no whole, 100,000 views and stuff like that. But those of you that are watching, I do appreciate you all. And I thank you and God bless y'all. And I pray that he's answering your prayers. He's giving y'all clarity. He's giving y'all whatever type of help that y'all need, leading you there, ordering your steps, and enjoy. And it's cold here in Tennessee. I don't know where you guys are, but it's cold here, so enjoy something warm. Watch a nice movie. It's the first day of the year. Happy New Year. Not to, glow or celebrate the pagan holidays, but it's a new year, and that's a fact. It's a new year, so that's just one day at a time, because that's all you can. God tell us in Matthew 6:34, tomorrow got its own worries. So don't even trip. That's me paraphrasing, but tomorrow has its own worries, so let it worry about itself. But y'all have a good day. Thanks for watching. Bye.